Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Casual Master Quest. This is going to be the B-side of Episode 5. We did just have Episode 5 come out this weekend. However, E3 stops for no man or woman or any small animal for that matter. Today, I have myself as Tyler, and of course, we have Nick. How's it going, bud?
Good. Glad to be back. I am alive.
You are alive and well with that beautiful Mufasa level mane going on. Oh man, I am so jealous. I am trying to grow my scraggly beard out for my wedding, but it is not working out. Like if I could somehow, no, this is gonna sound creepy. I was gonna like suggest some way I could steal your beard.
Well, I mean, I started shaving at the age of 14, so genetics gave me the one up.
Very nice, very nice. Speaking of one up, we got more than just one up for E3 coming our way. We have 4 or 5 one up. We have so many games and companies that just happened in the past 24 hours, 48 hours. Before we get right into it, though, let's just do a quick cap up. Nick, what have you been playing, buddy?
It's been a particularly busy week and particularly challenging week. So really, just Pokemon Go, Destiny 2 to do some dailies and weeklies for like 30 minutes, and Overwatch just to like wind down after like a really long day. Yeah, otherwise nothing new until I would imagine the next few weeks, because a lot of games are coming out this summer, or at least games I want to try.
Yeah,
yeah.
A lot of them. I myself, I've only since I last talked, I've played I think Persona 4. Shocker. For some reason, I've switched to Persona 4 over playing Persona 5. Like, I'll be sitting on the couch, but I'm sitting on my Vita. It's a weird voodoo curse going on. Like, Cam's curse is finally hitting me with that Vita. Beyond that, for the Pokemon Go, I actually caught Mew yesterday. So there's that. I
nice.
got to do, the mythical quest, all 8 steps.
Right, I think I'm on step 3.
That last one, I thought that... doing the raids and whatnot would get me, but no, it was the excellent curveball. You have to do an excellent curveball, and wow, I am terrible at doing that. Apparently,
I've gotten 1.
Like, thankfully, it's not you don't got to catch; you just got to throw the dang thing.
Yeah.
And me using the Pokemon Plus every minute of the day, I've never thrown a curveball in this month, let alone this year. So it's like, oh man, do I got to do the spinny thing? Okay, spinning and then a toss. Whoa, where'd it go? It just shot off out of the stadium. That's
all I ever do. All I ever do are curveballs. So I've got a pretty good hang of it. It's just like getting the aim right and making sure the circle is right.
Yeah. Well, that is the update for Pokemon Go, Destiny 2, Overwatch, all the good stuff. Let us begin with E3 continued. Man.
So am I the only one who's been, out of the two of us, has been watching the conferences because you've been busy?
I have been slammed. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I'm looking at your beautiful Spark Notes. I'm going to give you full credit for that. Thank you for the Spark Notes. Man.
Okay, we'll start with least impressiveness, I think. And Squeenix, as I like to affectionately call Square Enix, was the least impressive. It was terrible. It was about 25-30 minutes long. They just played a video and that's it. There was
no conversations or anything on the
stage?
No
conversations, barely any gameplay. Like, all gameplay was all in the trailers. And just video, 25-30 minutes, and that's it. The time that they had asked for, or that they were given, was an hour and a half, but they were only on for about 20-30 minutes.
People could have seen on a stream for 25-30 minutes. They instead had so many hundred thousands people sit there and watch the same thing on a big screen.
Yep. So we got Shadow of the Tomb Raider, another gameplay trailer. I think it was more of a cinematic trailer, with release date September 14, 2018. Shadow of the Tomb Raider trailer was also shown on Microsoft during Microsoft's conference. We've got Final Fantasy Online expansion.
Now, is that Final Fantasy 14?
I think so. Final Fantasy, whatever the current Final Fantasy Online game is. So I think that's 14. Yeah,
Final Fantasy 14, Realm Reborn. That is the current one, but there was also some weird one where it was like PS4, PS Vita, some weird Final Fantasy Online game where it was like chibi characters running around and whatnot. But Stormblood totally sounds like Final Fantasy 14 territory, so I'm gonna make a bank and say it's that.
Yeah. So it's Stormblood Under the Moonlight.
And also we got 14 in Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, they didn't really tell us too much about that.
Wait, they didn't tell us anything, even though it's supposed to come out this summer?
No, yeah. So again, it was just a video. There was nobody's talking. There was no physical
That's
presence.
true.
Square
That's
Enix,
true.
right? But I would imagine that it's a crossover event in Final Fantasy rather than in Monster Hunter World. Maybe Monster Hunter would get some skins or armor sets, and it might work out the same way in Final Fantasy. But yeah,
that totally makes sense. Monster Hunter World has been doing a lot of making like armor-based cameo appearances. Other games will just, I'm trying to remember stuff specifically, but
there was Mega Man, there was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes, that's the one I'm thinking of. Horizon. Good stuff. Good stuff. And looks like you got something called Captain Spirit. What's going on with that one?
Captain Spirit is from the same. It's set in the same world as Life is Strange, and it's completely free. Yeah, so it's, I guess, another Telltale game. It's completely free. It tells a different story set in the same universe, and I think this is going to be foreshadowing or like a precursor to the next installment of Life is Strange. I think that's what the current theory is. Yeah.
Now, did it look like it was after the events of the first one and before the second one, or
I have zero idea about Life is Strange. I have no idea. I know what it is. I know what kind of genre it is, how it looks like, and what. But I've never played it. They didn't say anything much more. It's about a kid and his dad and the struggles that he's going through with his dad, and his single dad. And so he has an overactive imagination, and he's Captain Spirit.
Okay, fair enough. It's just the last Life is Strange game was a prequel, technically, so I was curious where it fell on the timeline. So I'm hoping it's more sequel than prequel territory.
I see.
Okay, Dragon Quest 11. Oh, boy.
Yes. This is new to me, so this might be your place to inform me.
I mean, Dragon Quest, big thing is the 80s. I don't know what system this is coming out currently. I'm guessing PS4, but it could just as easily be Switch and 3DS with the potential for the good old Vita. But an age-old RPG series. Good fan. I'm more of a big fan of Dragon or Monster Warrior, but, Dragon Quest is a good old JRPG if you want something more top-down, friendly, ye old style RPG. Babylon's Fall. It's a new IP.
It's Platinum. A new IP. New IP by Platinum. That means it's going to be an action game. They only showed a trailer. No gameplay, but it seems to be set in a medieval time. There's all swords, dungeons, castles, people fighting. It seemed pretty exciting, but that's all we know.
Was there a tower?
There was a tower.
So the Tower of Babylon is an actual thing here. Now, have you ever heard of that story before?
No.
It's an old Bible story. Not that we really need to talk about it. Long story short, a bunch of people wanted to build a tower to reach God himself, so God struck them with different languages so they couldn't understand each other, and it fell. So
I see.
That's the reference, I'm guessing, but obviously we don't know what it's actually about. People are unhappy, and there's a tower. Needs to go down. And then Nier Automata, I assume, becomes God's edition?
Yeah, so maybe like a Game of the Year edition. It said something about including all the music or whatever. But yeah, now it's finally coming to the Xbox, June 26th this year.
That's so sad, man. I'm sorry. I am a very strong opponent of Nier Automata because I supported it all the way to its release, and then I played it. And then I was like, this game is terrible.
It just didn't click. Okay, yeah. It's still one of those games I want to play.
It's weird because my fiance has beaten it 2-3 times already. And I tried playing. It's like, how can you get into this? And she's like, you just got to do the next thing that tells you to. And it's like, I'm spending Okay. Anyways, Octopath Traveler official release date looks like July 13th.
Yes, and it looks beautiful. It's what is it? It's like the old school Final Fantasies. You have 8 characters. It's an RPG. You rotate around them, different abilities. But the art style it's pixelated, but it's got like real world lighting. And it's got like depth of field, so it's like 3D but with pixels, and it's 2D characters. That's best. It looks pretty, and it's coming to the Switch as far as I know.
There was a demo for it sometime last year that we got to play. I think right after E3, it was their teasing thing. So I got to play. I would say about an hour or two onto it. So I got to see a couple of the paths what it could offer, and yeah, I'm glad. It finally dropped the project. It was Project Octopath for a while, but now it's Octopath Traveler.
More and more reasons for me to buy a Switch.
Oh, come on. Is Breath of the Wild... Okay, whatever. Just Cause 4.
Okay, so this was insane. You can now, using your grappling hook, connect balloons to a car and then make your car float and then attach rockets to the back of your car, propel it through the sky. And he's like, now it's even more extreme with extreme weather. We've taken all the extreme weathers and make them even more extreme with your extreme grappling hook. It's insane. It looked fun to play. It's such a silly game. I love it.
It sounds like you're describing the Gary's Mod version of Just Cause 4 at this point. It's like, it looks like a normal world. You want to mess it? Yeah, go ahead. Rockets, balloons. You can hook it to whatever you want. There was a big old thing. I think it was in Just Cause 3 where you, after you did a code to put in to make the grapple not break, you would attach it to stuff like elevators. So you attach a car to an elevator and just watch it slowly drag itself up as it tries to clip its own graphics, and it wouldn't work. It was beautiful. The Quiet Man. More to come in August. So what is this about?
So the trailer, all the trailer really showed was protagonist who appeared to be deaf walk up into an alley with a brown paper bag, a doggy bag, no idea what was in it. Some thugs try to tell him to get away, and he's like, "Can't hear you." Beats them up, and that's it.
Wait, the dogs?
No, like a dog, like a brown paper like sandwich bag, like a
yeah. You
bag.
said some dogs tell him to go away.
Oh, what did I say? I said
you mean like thugs?
thugs. Yes. Thugs.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, the dogs talk to him. That's amazing.
Okay. Yeah, so some thugs are like, you can't be here. What are you doing here? And he's like, can't hear you. And then he beats the crap out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And of course, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Same trailer that they showed during Microsoft press conference. It seems I've never played any of the Kingdom Hearts games. I've watched a lot of gameplay of it. But this one, at least from the trailer, seems very bad. Like the trailers weren't great, in my opinion.
That stinks, man, because Kingdom Hearts is...
Especially because it's been 13 years coming.
Yeah, it's a big part of my video game history, whether I like it or not. It was one of those, paint your fingernails black during high school days, so I'm not proud of it. So I'm still excited to see it come out. I'm just going to be playing it from underneath my couch where nobody can ever see me and have me admit that I'll be playing this game.
Mind you, just a trailer because I have no context for it, so I have no idea what's going on. But just the trailer seemed a little bit janky, like a little bit unfinished. But it said game engine footage, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay. What? Go ahead.
I was going to say we should probably move on to Ubisoft. They just wrapped up. Yeah. Everybody else is much more impressive than these two guys. Square Enix was the worst. Ubisoft was not bad, but nothing amazing.
That stinks because last time the big solid deal blow or whatever you want to call it was Mario Rabbids or Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Like we had there was a meme of the teary-eyed developer and whatnot. Everybody was so happy that they actually made this game and it worked out after like booing and jeering about the original leak of that game. So it looks like for Ubisoft, go ahead and list them up, man. I'm leading off your own work here. Go ahead.
We've got Just Dance announced for 2019. I don't remember exactly what they showed or demoed, but I'm assuming more DLCs and more. Oh, it was actually pretty good fanfare. They had like dancers starting off in the alley, some very attractive dancers leading up into the conference hall, and they came into the conference hall, and it was great. I like fanfare for the sake of fanfare, especially at gaming conferences when people take things a bit too seriously.
Like people hanging upside down by ropes and stuff. Oh man. There was a game for that. I don't remember what it was, but there was a game.
So yeah, Just Dance 2019, Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Now this is go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, no, it was a prequel. And yeah.
I'm gonna not lie. I was too spooked by Good and Evil originally. We're talking like back in the old days because I was the kid that I tried played Resident Evil for the PlayStation and I couldn't get past the first zombie because of the tank controls, and then I shut it off before the zombie could eat me, and that was it. So a game like that was too spoopy for me. So Good and Evil 2, that's totally going to be a niche title, but people have been asking for it, so hopefully they get it now.
Well, it's been rumored since 2008 from all my researches on the internets today. 2008, and we only got a trailer last year. And this year we have a little bit more substance. They showed us gameplay footage, and you play as a space pirate starting out from like nothing and then climbing up slowly. So you're at the bottom of the social ladder, and it's a fully featured RPG. Seems like art style is definitely very interesting, and they partnered with the actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's got a art company. I can't remember, Hit Record, I think. And so what they're doing is they're making a big call for people from the community, artists, musicians, all sorts of people to contribute to this game. And so there's a chance that your work might be featured on that game.
Nice.
At the end, yeah. So it seems really cool that way. Yeah, it was a pretty unique idea. Ubisoft has gone for a very artsy look this conference, so it was. I was excited.
Now, this is completely a side note, but in their defense, and this is a very meager defense, mind you,
Yeah.
Fortnite took a very long time to come out. In fact, Fortnite was a word that everybody heard in the game industry. We had no idea what it was. We kept talking with the developers, and developers like, it still exists, we swear. And people are swearing up and down it wouldn't come out. It eventually came out, and it came a huge hit. Whether or not Beyond Good and Evil 2 is going to be that, or if it's going to be, The Last Guardian, we'll see.
Right.
Hopefully, it's the first one, not, the second. Trials Rising. I have not heard of this.
Trials is a motocross stunt bike game. Like you just do crazy stuff and you get injured, and it seems crazy. It seems fun. I've never played those games. My friends I was watching the conference with, they've played those games, so they're excited. But that comes out in Feb next year.
Nice. Man, February next year is going to be crazy.
February next year is going to be insane, but there's too many games coming out. It's going to be bloodbath.
It's going to be all the big games that have been announced so far are 3 days before my birthday. Like February 22nd is like Christmas right now, and my birthday is on the 25th, so it's like, you know what you need to do.
Well, you might as well make a birthday gift registry. Forget wedding gift registry. You need a birthday gift registry. Just go into the store, tag them all. All right, you know what? Just this list, guys.
Just tag them down. Don't worry. I'll send you a review. Mario Rabbids for Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
there's been a
lot like a DLC.
Yeah. Pretty much, they've already talked about this a lot. It's going to be up to a 10-hour additional adventure where you get to play as Donkey Kong alongside characters like Rabbid Peach and someone else I couldn't remember. I say this with greatest regret. This was a great game. It was one of the few games I ever sold. I don't like selling games. I've been very adamant on it, but like I said, during this time, I beat the game and I didn't have any money to buy Mario Odyssey, so it was one of the few.
Life happens. Yeah.
But this might be a time to get back into it because it looks great, and the idea that they're adding 8 to 10 hour game for a deal that comes out in 2 weeks. Wow. 3 days after my wedding.
Be a fun way to relax. You broke up there for a little bit. Oh.
All right, I am back. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
All right, I'll have to edit that out. What's the last thing you heard?
Comes out 3 days after your wedding.
Yeah, it comes out 3 days after my wedding. Skull and Bones. Do you know anything about this?
Yes. So I didn't put down any information because they didn't give a release date, but Skull and Bones is my kind of pirate game. I'm excited for this. So I know I said
better than Sea of Thieves.
It's going to be objectively different. So it really depends. It depends on your play style. Okay, so I was saying that Ubisoft wasn't as impressive, but they had some good titles. It's just that Bethesda and Microsoft set the bars really high. So Skull and Bones is, think of Black Flag.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it, but like just more like customization, more progression. So it's like full on. I think you as a single player will only get control of one ship. It's not your friends coming and joining your crew, but your friends can control their own ships and you guys can ship around, sail around.
You can make a fleet.
You can make a fleet, yes. But you can choose to betray your fleet or not.
Ooh.
Right. So my only concern for this would be how they're going to implement a system where, let's say you've been playing the game for 3 weeks already. I'm a new player. Because they did mention it's going to be a shared world between players. So you've been playing for 6 weeks. You're OP. I've got nothing. I just started the game, and then I come in, and all of a sudden I'm just dunked on repeatedly by your cannons. Right. So I would imagine there would be safe places and unsafe places, like how RuneScape did it, where you had the wilderness, but you had everywhere else that was fine and safe, right?
Areas where you can build yourself up. before you go out to the wilderness that is the open sea.
Yeah. So they haven't really told us too much about it yet, so that's something to wait for. But it does seem like they're directly borrowing from Black Flag in terms of how the mechanics work and some of their ideas, because some of the aiming seemed very similar to Black Flag, and I enjoyed Black Flag.
Did we hear what kind of consoles? Is this going to be Xbox One and PS4? Or
actually, I have no idea. I didn't even pay attention to that. We were just really hyped. We were excited.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I would be excited too, but I got to know if I can get this for the PS4. If I got to
yes, you
get
can.
the old Game
Pass. PS4, Xbox One, Microsoft, Windows.
I was waiting for you to say Switch. I'm like, do it. You won't. No. What's next on the list? What else did they announce here?
Transference is a VR game that's some sort of like horror themed VR game where you delve into something. It's not my thing. I'm not going to play it. I didn't listen to it.
Wait, are we talking HTC Vive / the Oculus, or are we talking something like I could play on PSVR?
They didn't specify.
Oh man, I already know what the answer is, but I just don't want to hear it. I don't want my heart broken.
Transference. Oh, but this is the game with oh my goodness, we're taking the hobbits to Isengard. Frodo, Elijah Wood. He's
that's.
I couldn't remember his name, so I had to go back to the meme.
The correlation to this horror game. He starts to take up the hobbits to Isengard. You were okay. Okay, sure. Yes. Thank you, Legolas.
Xbox One, PS4, VR on Oculus, Vive, and PlayStation VR.
Nice. Sweet. Yeah. Something to look forward to. It comes out fall of this year, hopefully. Hopefully.
This year, yes, fall 2018. Yeah.
Had a couple of more titles. Looks like it's slated for October 16th, 2018.
Yes. Starlink, Battle for Atlas seems like a space fighter ship game where you go around customizing your ship and fighting bosses or whatever. Like think of No Man's Sky, but only space exploration in your ship.
Man, that actually reminds me of. Have you heard of a game called Star Citizen? Star Citizens.
They're actually, I think, slated to be on the PC gaming show today.
Really? Oh, it was just funny
the
because
makers of Star Citizen. Yeah.
Just it sounds familiar, but there was basically they have a huge Kickstarter thing going on like since forever or whatnot. They got a new tier. I think it was like either $25,000 or $50,000. You got a next level tier of a spaceship. So if you got $25,000 to blow around, you got something to look forward to. For Honor, Marching
actually,
Fire.
Before we move on to For Honor, Starlink did announce whoever the creative director for it was. They did it quite well. But it's going to involve Star Fox somehow.
No. Really?
Yes, and I can't remember his name. The name is escaping me right now, but the Nintendo guy was there.
What do you mean Nintendo guy?
Like the Nintendo guy. Like the main Nintendo guy.
Do you mean Reggie Fils-Aimé?
No, like the Japanese guy.
Please understand, Iwata?
I'm terrible with
Shigeru Miyamoto?
One of those guys.
Yes, the ones with the Japanese name
has an actual E3 physical presence. Not that they've never had an E3 presence, but they have a physical presence this year. So it seems like Starlink Battle for Atlas is coming to all the consoles and the Switch. And for the Switch, Star Fox is going to be a playable character exclusively, I think.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. That was the hype. A little bit of a reveal there.
I mean, that's a weird step. Just did they mention anything else for any other console?
No. So they just he was there. Nintendo guy was there. The creative director is like, and we have the special guest here. Comes down, gives him a box. It's Star Fox's ship with a little like a model of it with a little model of Star Fox, and he's like, thank you, and they go off stage.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, continuing on then. For Honor, Marching Fire. Did it look good?
It looked good. New classes, new races, and one new playable PvP mode. I was actually expecting them to announce a Battle Royale, and for this game, a Battle Royale wouldn't be bad. It'd be different, it'd be interesting, and it would make sense because it's like, ancient war, like an arena kind of setting. That would be cool, I think. But they didn't announce that. It was just a PvP mode called Breach, and yeah.
It's been a while since I've heard or played a For Honor game. I'm surprised they're still on the grid, but I suppose Ubisoft would have have to have something on the line here in terms of that time or type of genre.
It seemed like, well, For Honor died really quick in the streaming space and like just on a visually like being a live space. But I think there are some dedicated players because the game runs beautifully, but I think it just wasn't captivating enough for long-term playability.
Okay, fair enough. But thankfully they have, the Crew 2, baby.
Crew 2, and with everything, planes, motorboats, F1 cars, motorcycles, sports cars, supercars. It looked fun.
I'm
They didn't show
actually
any
hearing,
gameplay footage, just trailers.
I'm hearing a lot of good buzz about this one for once because a lot of people turned out they actually liked the Crew. I really thought about it, but it's weird because there's some games that you just talk about and you wonder why people love it so much because it doesn't look that appealing to you. But at the same time, a lot of games you think would have, like I said, mixed reception. I guess the Crew 2 is going to be the exception to that. But last but not least, we did see originally that old Spartan keychain with the magical word Odyssey. However, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Apparently that was a real thing. Ooh,
Yes.
the big sigh.
Yes. It seems like Ubisoft has not learned from their mistakes. They've decided to launch a new Assassin's Creed game less than a year since their last one. Assassin's Creed Origins came out October 17th, 2017. You are now a Spartan. You are fighting to become the hero of Spartan. You fight in wars alongside other Spartans. So you're not really an assassin anymore, so the name is moot. What is cool, though, the only one takeaway from it is that you get to choose whether you want to play as a female or a male protagonist. So they're giving players that option.
The last one I played was Syndicate, so I was used to something like that. So Spartan's Creed Odyssey, it's obviously set in ancient Greece then?
Ancient Greece, there's some mystical elements to it. It seemed pretty fine from the gameplay. Seemed a little bit unfinished from the footage that they showed us. But let's see, yes, October 5th, plenty of time for them to fix a couple of things. It seemed like in general UI and quests and all of that was done, just some graphical elements that weren't finished.
This is almost guaranteed that they're using the same engine, right?
100%.
Like the models and everything.
It's either that they really, it's just a cash grab, that they're just doing it for the money, or that they have some sort of idea. That they have some sort of idea of uniting all these like 4 different hero, like if they do like 2 more with different settings, this is what I think would work. Like you have the Egyptian setting, you have the Greek setting, and you have like 2 other settings, and they unite for whatever reason.
Like Avenger style or something?
Avenger style or something. Like they formed,
I am the original assassin.
That's the original syndicate that they formed, the original Creed.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I was going to say Assassin's Creed Origin, but we already did that one.
Yeah.
United? Okay, sure. That looks like that's it for Ubisoft. What did you think about it overall, though?
Ubisoft overall was okay. Again, really, after Bethesda, everything else just really felt lackluster.
Oh, geez. You're going to just hand the hat off right off the Bethesda. I'm assuming you want to say good old Beth for last, though. So.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay. You say this more as a joke than anything, but I do want you to give full credit to Devolver Digital. You said something about there was a 20-minute skit.
Yeah, so very much like Square Enix. It was just a video, pre-recorded video that they showed at the end of all the conferences yesterday. So I think like 9 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock Pacific, and it was 20 minutes, and they just announced 3 games. My Friend Pedro coming in 2019. Devolver Digital is they made Hotline Miami and another game I can't remember, but they have a very crisp aesthetic, like very crisp visual style. And Hotline Miami, I've seen gameplay. I haven't played it myself, but it seems fun. So now My Friend is Pedro. You shoot guns with bananas, apparently.
Wait,
what? Where bananas are the bullets. Bananas are the ammunitions for your guns, and it just seems crazy. And it seems like, imagine Deadpool but on a platformer like shooting game. You can do all sorts of things. You can cut off people's heads, kick it at other people, use shotguns to shoot other people themselves. It looked insane. It looked fun. It's coming for all the main platforms, I think, and also the Switch.
Okay.
Let me just double check.
And you were talking let's see, looks like something called Scum as well. Early access?
Scum is early access this summer, and it's a survival game. It seemed really silly and funny, but it's some sort of survival post-apocalyptic game, like prison escape.
Oh
right?
boy, we totally need another one of those. Oh my gosh, thank you, Devolver.
No, so the whole skit behind Devolver was there. It was a parody on gaming conferences and what the current games are. So to avoid, I'm not gonna repeat exactly what the presenter said, but she said something along the lines of, "You bleep seem to enjoy these bleep games so much, so we're just gonna bleep make our own." So the whole thing was just to poop on like gamers and gaming conferences in general, or like a parody. And so Lootbox Coin, as I've listed here, they're like, we know that Bitcoin is the in thing right now, so we made our own Bitcoin. We made our own cryptocurrency that you can buy for real money, but has no actual worth, and hence it's so secure. So if you go to lootboxcoin.com, the price changes randomly every hour. There is no actual value to these coins. They said so themselves. It's super secure. It's so secure that even the owner doesn't even know how much it's worth. And it's just great because they're like, well, if you want to buy these, you can buy these, and it was sold out for an hour, I believe. But there's no do anything with them. Last I checked, it was 160.
Just imagine, like, if one of those hackers, take over a hotel computer system, and we demand one loot box coin, and so they're trying to, transfer over. It's like, how do we do this? How do we do this?
Yeah,
I'm trying to sell. I just
realized
I'm still at a hotel right now. Yes, by the way, for E3, I'm currently out of state over at a hotel preparing for E3. I'm in the wrong state still, but that's besides the point.
You're still out of state.
I moved
for E3.
Like it was like 1,800 miles away. I think I got 300 out, and then I decided to stop. So it's kind of like the pilgrims and whatnot from hit the East Coast, and they stopped and made New York City. However, the big dream is to get to California. Right. I hit Pennsylvania.
Far enough.
Yeah, close enough. Oilers. Ooh. Okay, so From Software. Now, I know From Software. When I think of From Software, what games am I thinking of, though? I feel like I should be thinking like Dark Souls or something like that.
I believe it is Dark Souls.
And Bloodborne.
I believe that's exactly what you're thinking of.
Okay, then what is this game that I'm looking at with the old emoticon? Say this name unless there's some credibility to it.
Okay, so you went super robotic there, but basically, Metal Wolf Chaos XD is a remastered, upgraded graphics version of Metal Wolf Chaos that came out in 2004. Metal Wolf Chaos is a Japanese game, and it puts the President of the United States...
I'm still here, don't worry.
Okay, it puts the President of the United States into a mech, and he has to defend the country on his own while he's fighting in a mech.
What the? I almost had to bleep myself out there.
Super fun, super silly, and it never came to the West. So Devolver Digital is partnering up with From Software to remaster it and re-up the graphics and translate it and bring it to the West.
Wait, so XD isn't an emoticon; it's Metal Wolf Chaos XD.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you were just saying like, "Ha!"
No.
Laughy face. I'm like,
yeah, no.
Are you saying this name out loud?
No, this is not 2008.
How do you know? 2018, it's only 10 years. Things may change, but the emoticons remain. War has changed. Okay, so we got Microsoft and Bethesda. I'll let you pick which one sounds nicer right now.
Right now, Microsoft.
Okay.
Microsoft.
Now I did hear.
Sorry, go ahead.
Microsoft, I did actually listen to a recount of it. There was a shortened version someone gave to me, so I got to hear quite a bit of it. But go ahead, take it away.
New map coming to PUBG this summer. I believe it already came out on PC. It's a smaller map, and now it's coming to the Xbox. Sekiro, the Battle of the Blades or something. I don't remember. I missed that part of the conference. Not my kind of game. Shadows Die Twice. Releases spring 2009. 2009. No.
Okay.
Thieves roadmap, Cursed Sails, and Forsaken Shores. One's coming in July, one's coming in September. I think Cursed Sails is coming in July.
Maybe people actually start playing with me again. I don't have to sail alone.
Yeah, by the time the end of the year comes around, I think Sea of Thieves will be a lot more
It's
It
it's funny because you brought up that other game, Skull and Bones, where you get to play yourself, by yourself on the ship, and it's like I do that already.
yeah, except like you can still do things like you have a full crew that you can manage. You can tell
I know. I'm just
right?
messing.
Yeah. So again, Sea of Thieves and Skull and Bones are just different art styles, different purposes to the game. Like Sea of Thieves for me has always just been if
Trolling.
to relax, trolling and relaxing, right?
I mean, trolling is a form of relaxing if you do it right.
If you do it right, but like just the art style is beautiful. The way the water physics is beautiful. So just even sailing on the seas with just one friend or a full crew and just like talking crap is fun.
Oh yeah.
But then Skull and Bones seems like a game that you'd have to take seriously, right? So again, different purposes. So yeah, that's Sea of Thieves. Battletoads. This is something I feel like you'd be familiar with.
I am very well aware of Battletoads. Battletoads is a ye old game. Now, is this supposed to be a new remake or is this supposed to be a port?
I think this is a new Battletoads.
Awesome, good. So when I get the call GameStop, because this was an old, is your refrigerator running joke thing, you would call GameStop and ask if they had a copy of Battletoads, and they'd get mad at you and hang up on you. Now I can call with legit purpose.
Right.
And they'll be further frustrated. Good for them. Cuphead,
new playable character, new enemies and bosses. Spring 2019. It's a DLC.
Okay, cool. Do we have any price range on the DLC or not?
No price range.
Okay. Well, Dying Light 2.
Dying Light 2 officially announced again.
Lately mentioned no actual information beyond that, though. Just
no.
that
they
it's
just
there.
showed a trailer and a short trailer, and that's it. It's there.
Let's see. Metro
Exodus, again, February 22nd, 2019.
Magical Day.
With the release of Anthem and something else that's on my list.
That is going to be the day that I can raise my arms to the skies and I'll see all the colors of the rainbow. Ori, I'm assuming, is this Ori and the Blind Forest? Or
yeah, there's a new Ori.
Really?
It's called Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Wow.
Yes.
And it's coming out this upcoming spring?
Yes.
Sweet. I did not actually play the first one. Fiance did.
I haven't played the first one either, but one of my regular buddies, he really enjoyed the first one because it's a platformer style game, and he really likes platformers. So I might give it a go eventually because I feel like I need to branch out and play more games. So.
I feel like Ori and the Blind Forest would be dirt cheap at this point, or if not, you'll see a good deal on a Humble Bundle or something.
Right.
Definitely something we should give a shot sometime.
Oh yeah.
Devil May Cry 5. Now this one is a big one to me. Not that I'm a huge Devil May Cry 5 or fan in general, but
that they did it.
Yes, the fact that they freaking did it, because a lot of people had a love-hate relationship with that last Devil May Cry game that came out as a remake versus being a sequel. So people will be officially excited for a fifth game.
Cam called it.
He
did call it.
Cam did call it. Good job, Cam. If you can hear this right now, Cam, I probably won't, but I'm going to say it once and once only. You were right. I mean, he was right twice because I'm playing the Vita too for some forsaken reason. Whatever.
So my only issue with the trailer for Devil May Cry 5,
it
was super cringy. It was just bad. If you haven't watched it already,
it
was just super corny. Like there was a slow motion scene where so I don't know the names. I don't know if it's actually Dante. It seemed like somebody else, but so whoever the main guy is fighting, and then there's a chick who he has assisting him, some mechanic, and then she's also a driver, but she doesn't look Southern, but she has a full Southern accent. And there was a slow-mo scene where they're in the van and they're trying to get to where all the action is.
Did they say something witty and dark with heavy rock music before it happened?
Don't think so, but the van took a bit of a bump, and there's a slow motion scene where the cigarette flew perfectly into her mouth.
Oh, yep.
And yeah, and then I think we saw Dante at the end. Big guy, gray hair, white hair, longer than the main guy that they were showing, who had short hair but gray hair as well. So it might be two different times of Dante.
Oh boy!
So yeah, that's what happened in the trailer. It was a little cringy.
What is more exciting than one Dante is the possibility and prospect of having two. Great, that's what people want. Good job.
So yeah, that's the breakdown for DMC5. We finally have news about Crackdown 3.
Yes, finally, some first-party content. World premiere, by the way. I would like to say that if every time they said world premiere in the Microsoft press conference, if I had to take a shot for every single time,
you'd be dead.
I would be dead from alcohol poisoning.
Crackdown 3 apparently features Terry Crews in an Old Spice commercial. He was just yelling and doing a lot more than yelling, jumping around in his power suit. And the gameplay looked fun. It looked silly. So whenever it does come out.
Did you see orbs? Any kind of spherical objects of any kind?
No.
That was a big thing in the past couple of games. Chasing orbs.
I did see a modular vehicle that could go from a light car to a heavier car to a tank at will.
Okay, so we got Batman. Okay, good.
It just seems fun and crazy. Just hopefully it does actually come out in Feb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just Cause 4?
Yeah, so I listed this. I listed this in order. So Just Cause 4 we already talked about, but it was showcased first at the Microsoft conference because it was leaked by an Italian retailer last week.
Nice, classy.
Yeah. We have the new Forza Horizon coming out October 2nd this year.
Credit to the person that was talking about it during the press conference. He tried to sound so darn convincing that these cars are shinier, sleeker. Everything is going to be different because we're on a special. Like, okay, I'm being mean to this guy. First off, I'm gonna dial it back a bit. Was slightly interested in this, even though I barely ever touch racing car games.
Yeah.
His hot sell, the idea that everybody will be on a similar, different, field of playing, but it will be so dynamic and constantly changing that it will always feel like a fresh play every time you get on, which is one way of viewing it. But it's also, Forza Horizon. So, for better or worse, people like Horizon a lot better than just the plain old Forza. So if they're happy with it, they're happy.
Yep.
I don't own an Xbox One, nor will you catch me alive or dead downloading this game on my PC. So, October 2nd, 2018. Oh, yep. Hey, look, more Kingdom Hearts 3 announced.
Yeah, so again, Kingdom Hearts was officially announced first at the Microsoft conference, and then again they showed it when Squeenix did their thing, but the trailers were exactly the same.
And I don't know if we mentioned it last time, January 29th next year?
Yes, January 29th. I forgot to put that date down. Yes, so January 29th, 2019.
Okay, man.
Division 2. I forgot to list this down during Ubisoft's conference, but it's big enough where we can allow it to be here.
It's forgivable. Okay.
It's forgivable. They talked about, so basically the setting is now in Washington, D.C. They talked about some sort of civil war where the agents that are now protecting what's left of America have agents from within trying to take power themselves. Gameplay-wise, they talked about 3 new classes that you can unlock after you finish the main campaign called customizations. There was the Hunter, the Demolitions Expert, and something else. All I heard was Destiny. And then...
Man, you must have loved Anthem when it got announced then.
All I was seeing was like Destiny, Hunter, Warlock, Titan, Fusion. Like, just all of them.
Absolutely numbers, combo.
And then they announced 3 DLCs.
New guns on the ground. I'm sorry, I'll stop.
They announced 3 DLCs for the year, all free for the first year.
Nice.
Washington D.C. 3 new customizations. It should be good, I think. Yeah, I'm willing to put Destiny away for a while and try out the Division 2.
Are you sure? Are you? Oh, yeah. Are you? Wait, this is Nick, right? Because I don't want to.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Mainly because it's coming out next year, and I'll play the beta for a bit, but the next Destiny DLC is coming out in September. So,
yeah. I was gonna say, you think you'd be burnt out by then?
No, because it's gonna be good content.
Oh yeah, definitely, certainly.
Positivity, positive mental attitude. That's my motto, Tyler. So I'm gonna try to stay positive until it kills me.
You're a burning ball of Destiny-oriented Zen right now. Good job. What's next on the list, man?
Jump Force. I think this is a game we will all enjoy. Okay, Tyler.
Pitch it to me. What is it?
Okay. Tyler, are you a fan of anime?
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
Okay, yes, I like anime.
Okay, so what if I told you that there exists a fighting game where it crosses the worlds of Naruto, One Piece,
Jump
Dragon
Force.
Ball Z, Death Note, and
I know
so
exactly
many
what you're
more.
talking about. There's been
Yeah.
so many jump. Like I totally forgot about the name. Yeah, like they'd have any Shonen Jump game essentially.
Yeah.
Well, Jump Force, Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand. This is essentially the Super Smash Brothers for anybody that has like screaming while charging up and doing super magical attacks against each other.
And it is going to be so good. It seems to rely on the same system, that same triple tag team system in Dragon Ball Z. So yeah,
Are we like Fighter Z?
yes, like the newest one, and you have like two partners, and you can call in and swap through and stuff like that. Yeah, it looked good because you can go as Luffy Gear 4th and just go ham on whoever you're fighting against. It looks good, looks fun,
Yeah.
looks crazy. It's a weeaboo's dream.
I'm gonna say, you asked me if I like anime. Like, I spent my free time yesterday playing Persona 4 on the Vita while watching Dragon Ball Super on Crunchyroll, which is not an ad, but that's what I did for the good portion of yesterday. I'm not.
So you
proud
kind of
it.
like anime. So you kind of like anime.
It's somewhere in the cards for me.
Yeah.
Let's give or take. Now I see the word super hype.
Yes.
I will. Are you a fan of this game called Cyberpunk 2077?
Based on the fact that we have no gameplay info, gameplay footage, no release date whatsoever, and no other info except for the trailer, I am very excited. I am insanely excited. Same developer, CD Projekt Red, that brought us the wonderful world of The Witcher.
Yep,
so
Witcher 3,
Witcher 2, and Witcher 1.
I was gonna say all three of them, but I think Witcher 3. Details. You're saying?
Yeah, it's Witcher 3, but in a cyberpunk world. Everybody's augmented by technology. At least that's what it seemed like from the trailer. It's a lawless world. Some city in the States, in America. It seems. I'm excited. We finally have something visual, some visual confirmation, and we're willing to wait because it is a small studio, and we've given them the time before for Witcher 3, and they've done great work. So yeah.
So they didn't mention gear month, or nothing at all, or
no, nothing, zero.
Just
there was
it exists and we were working on it.
Yes, there was they had like flashes of information during the trailer, and so somebody got those flashes and put down the information. Basically, they said it's going to take some time yet, and we don't want to give you any more information until we're certain of a date. So we don't want to make any false promises, which is respectable. Similar to The Witcher 3. There are going to be plenty of DLCs and other content that you can download for free, except for maybe the main expansions like Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine. And yeah.
That's something to look forward to.
Very much so.
Now, the two big ones, at least in my eyes, I could be mistaken. The one is very exciting, even for somebody who doesn't have an Xbox One. The other one, like, it got exciting at first, but then once I heard what it actually is, I'm questioning my life. I'm going to do the questionable one first. Gears of War.
Yes.
They're talking about how exciting Gears of War 5 is going to be in a brand new genre as a real-time strategy.
There are 3 Gears of 5 Gears games that they announced. There's a Gear RTS. I didn't see any of that gameplay. I missed that announcement because I had to go for class.
I'm guessing it's like Halo Wars except Gears. So
probably. I've never cared too much about spin-offs. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, that's fine. As long as the core series stays great. Then they announced Gears Pop. So with the Funko Pop figures that you can see, hopefully, right behind me. Some collaboration with them. They didn't give us too many details. That's coming out eventually on iOS and Android, so it seems like it's a mobile game for sure.
Okay.
And we have Gears 5. Gears 5, we knew this was coming. I think I said it as well. Like Gears 5 is going to be announced, and it's coming 2019 sometime.
Sorry, it sounds like internet's starting to get kind of choppy over in my end. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, yeah. So we got Gears going on, but I would say the big one for me would be Halo Infinite.
I had to go off to class. No, it's not class. Sorry. Yesterday I had to do some audio recording for my film course. And I gave up eating so I could watch a bit of the Microsoft conference before I left to do my recording. And the fact that they opened up with Halo, I think I woke up my roommate. because it's a
Like,
Sunday
I'm
morning
shouting?
at 10 o'clock or something. I was screaming. I was excited because it's coming. It's, you know what? We discussed this earlier, right? We weren't expecting this to happen. We expected them to announce a spin-off or something else, but the fact that they showed Master Chief means it's going to be the next step. And they even confirmed on their Twitter profile a few hours after the conference that's going to be the next step. They just haven't given us any information.
Heck of a gift, man. I know a lot of people have been saying that Halo from Bungie, the first three have been very exciting to work with, but the 4 and 5 just didn't really interest them, and that storyline was a blur. But obviously, Halo Infinite, aka Halo 6, I guess you would want to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, Master Chief. They said straight up, Master Chief would be the big thing. So
Yes.
I'm glad that they're focusing on him instead of Master Chief and Locke.
Oh yeah, so that was the biggest disappointment. I have a Halo 5 poster in my room. I have one of those like campaign lawn billboards that says
Yeah.
vote the Master Chief, hashtag Team Chief, hashtag Hunt the Truth. They portrayed it to be something else than what it actually was, right? And that's what killed it. If they didn't do that, then the bad story might have not been as bad.
Okay. Okay.
And Halo 4 I loved. Halo 5 was okay, better gameplay wise. One of the best feeling games that
A lot of orange.
a lot of orange.
Yeah, a lot of orange.
But yeah, otherwise I'm gonna wait until we see what happens. But I am excited. I'm pumped.
I mean, no date or anything like that, and they put dates on other first party stuff, 2019. So at this rate, it's either going to be a holiday 2019 or a 2020 release at this rate.
We're looking at my best guess would be what we're in 2018, 2019 holidays. Yes.
Okay.
If not that, early 2020.
All right.
Yeah.
And of course, they did tag a little note. I'm sure you probably noticed at the very end that they are in fact working on a new Xbox console.
Yes, new Xbox console, which they didn't. It wasn't a big announcement, so I'm assuming they just wanted to tell people that they're working, not to make a big show out of it.
They haven't given up yet. Sony still exists.
Sony still exists. It was as Cam said, if Microsoft can do anything to just display like a holographic middle finger to Sony, they would do it. And I think
I'm
they
sorry,
came out
but
strong.
I stated that. Thank you very much, Nick. I will take
sorry,
full
it was
credit
you.
for the holographic.
I apologize, Tyler. Please forgive me.
You were right though, because Cam did say very bluntly that Microsoft's meaning of existence, and you said this too, when it comes to the Xbox is simply put Sony in its place or its place whenever they can.
Or at least make a dent in their sales. And Microsoft have even said before they don't care about console sales. They really don't. So you have to think about what they're trying to do. And it seems like now they're trying to take it a little bit more seriously. Yes.
It's just weird that they would announce a new system without any details. Like Nintendo, I'm sure is doing that. I'm sure Sony is doing that. They don't need to tell us. We know.
Yeah, no, we know.
So why brag about it?
We're not close. We're almost close to the end of the life cycles, but yeah, no, let's see. Let's see what's happening. Sony will put on a good show as always, I think, and I'm sure as people always compare them again, same as always. But I think Microsoft has a solid ground to stand on this year. I think they did it well.
Well, I know you say this is the big bang right here, Bethesda. You want to lead the charge and start dropping the heavy hitters right here and now?
We'll go in order. Like Bethesda as a company, I think they grew a little bit more, or they gained a little bit more self-awareness compared to last year. They have learned how to make fun of themselves, and so they announced the Skyrim Very Special Edition, which is an actual Alexa skill. They teamed up with, what's his name, Jordan Peele?
Amazon?
Jordan Peele, one of those, Key and Peele, one of them. They teamed up with Peele to do an ad or like a little bit of a skit where you can yell "Fusruda" and pick up whatever or eat all the cheese wheels into your Alexa and she'll do it. I don't know what the actual Alexa skill does, but that was, I think, a very wholesome moment where they're like, you know what, we're gonna port it over to everything, so here's an Alexa port.
Okay. I don't know what to say to that.
it was just a
Bless
fun
them.
thing that they started with. It was great. They announced a Wolfenstein VR where you play as a hacker going around fighting the Nazi Party, coming out next year. No other details than that.
Okay.
Wolfenstein Youngbloods, where you do something again to fight the Nazi Party, coming out in 2019. No other details.
Sounds like Wolfenstein.
They did give us details. I wasn't paying attention to Wolfenstein because I haven't played the new ones or the old ones. I played a little bit of the like OG original Wolfenstein. But yeah, no, people are excited for that, and they are. That's great. They talked about Fallout Shelter coming out for the PS4 and Switch. It's actually already out. As of
It's out now.
Yeah, as of whenever their conference finished. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Quake Champions.
He said free forever if you download this week. Really?
Yes, that's what they said.
Okay. What can we download it on?
I have zero idea. Let's find out. Quake was at least the new versions are never the one I've not been interested, just because in terms of the arena shooter and other things, but it's only on PC.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, forgive me. This internet's starting to get more choppy. It's really making me nervous now.
That's okay.
Prey DLC, the Moon Crash DLC is out, and then there's going to be a second DLC this summer. Now, did you ever touch Prey yourself?
No, but I've seen gameplay of it, and it's a game that'd be too scary for me.
I thought it was going to be too scary for me. Then once I realized I could put on a magical goggle that could tell me where all the mimics were, not as scary anymore.
Well, I figured you'd eventually get to that point. Like these kinds of games eventually build up to that.
It stinks because I also found a glitch that I abused before they patched that allowed me to have infinite powers, essentially. Like I was able to give myself the free vitamin that would give me special abilities. So I just did that for 2 hours, gave myself all the powers, and it's like, wow, this isn't as fun as I thought. So that's I am not excited for Prey at all. So I mean, I got like 95% of the way in. I was like, I don't even want to beat this game. It's not fun for me. I didn't enjoy it. So there's that.
So the DLC that's out now, that's a free download. It's free for everybody. And they said it was going to be available after the conference was done.
Cool.
That I think expands on the story. But the second DLC that's coming out this summer, you get to play as a mimic. And it's some sort of PvP mode or something like that. But you get to play as a mimic, as far as I remember them telling us about it.
You get to play as a mimic.
And you get to like hunt people or whatever. Yeah.
Sounds like we're breaking up a little bit more. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you get to play as a mimic and you get to hunt people, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
That sounds like fun. So I think we should just sort of to the end.
Hold up a second, Nick.
Yeah.
For some reason we are losing audio quality like nasty like.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine, yeah.
I'll take that as a maybe.
Oh, maybe you can't hear me. I can hear you just great.
It's weird because audio quality over here, well, it says the internet's stable, but doesn't mean that the internet's good.
Right.
All right. I guess let's try this again. Rage 2 coming out in spring 2019.
Yeah, from the gameplay that they showed, Rage 2 seems pretty fun,
Okay.
while Mad Max meets Just Cause kind of thing, but not full Just Cause.
Okay. I mean, it was the big talk about in the whole Canadian Walmart leak, but it wasn't anything that I knew about, so Starfield, you got it labeled as Fallout and Elder Scrolls in space? Question mark?
Well, it's their first new IP in 25 years. And since their two biggest IPs are Fallout and the Elder Scrolls, I feel like we can expect something that's an Elder Scrolls RPG Fallout game in space.
Okay,
I feel like
fair
that's a
enough.
fair assumption, but all they showed was a little bit of a teaser trailer, and that's it.
It stinks because a lot of these games I don't have recollections of, and therefore I don't have any strong opinions or care for them.
Right.
However, Doom Eternal, this is something completely left field for me. Is this supposed to be a new Doom title?
No, this is a sequel to the reboot.
Okay. And
Yep.
we have absolutely no info besides the fact that it
No
exists.
info. All we know is that we have Hell on Earth now, so it seems like it's following the original storyline pretty loosely. Um, yeah, they showed us a trailer. Hell is on Earth. The Master Slayer, I can't remember, Demon Slayer, Doom Slayer comes out and is ready to go to work.
Let's see. What? Oh, I mean, Fallout 76 has gotten a huge amount of talking. Oh man. Are you much of a Fallout fan?
I've never played the Fallout games, but I would play this game.
Really?
I would play this game.
I
Yes.
I have not played. I've probably maybe 2 hours of Fallout 3, but I've also spent about 50 to 60 hours watching my friend play. And I'm not gonna lie, I got so burnt out just watching it that I didn't actually want to ever play it. And so, Fallout 3 came and went, Vegas went, 4 went, and now 76 is here. And maybe this is the big break. I couldn't tell you, though. I mean, it's supposed to be the prequel of all games, the first shelter that's going to open 20 years after the big bombs dropped. So,
Yep.
I mean, it would be a nice fresh start for me. I'm assuming PS4, PC, Xbox One.
Yes, and it's Xbox One X enhanced. So the main guy for Bethesda came out during Microsoft press conference, showed a trailer and said Xbox One and X enhanced. So I guess they partnered up to
Okay.
for something. It looks fun. You get to play with other people. It's world building. I don't know if you get to play against other people. They haven't talked about that yet. You can still play solo. You can play with friends, and in a shared server wherever you build your base encampment. There are nuclears in those maps, so you can choose where to launch your nuclear missiles.
Okay.
How's that? I guess I wouldn't know. It's a bit of a trouble-filled episode.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, picking a hotel for this kind of stuff was probably not the brightest idea, unfortunately. I'm
We'll
sorry,
work with
Nick.
what we have. No, that's okay.
I'm sorry to our listeners, honestly. We're just having a choppy filled episode right now just because of I'm just out and about trying to keep up with E3 right now. We have the Elder Scrolls Blades and Legends. Do we have anything decent about that?
Blades is just not my thing. It's a fully featured RPG for the mobile. There is a early access beta, and you can pre-order it now, but it's completely free. You can play it how you want. So the demo they were showing, you can either play it in landscape or in portrait mode on your on the iPhone X that they were showing. So that seemed pretty cool. And then it's also going to be on the PC apparently. So they announced that. I think it's a smart move to capitalize on a market that's virtually untapped for a game like this. Yeah, I can't say any more until it actually comes out. Elder Scrolls Legend is coming to Switch and consoles and getting revamped visuals later this year. I think they said.
All right. Forgive me. It sounds like we're gonna have trouble for the rest of this episode. Definitely, though, Elder Scrolls 6, big announce, all caps for you. You must be excited as all hell right now.
Yes. No. We weren't expecting it. The transition from if they ended at Fallout 76, it would have been fine. But they went from Fallout 76 to a mobile game and to Elder Scrolls Legend, and people were not really impressed. And the fact that they ended with a bombshell like Elder Scrolls 6 was enough. Yeah. It was enough. Bethesda stole the conference.
They won E3 right there.
They won E3. Honestly, without a doubt, hands down, Bethesda won E3 because they gave us the game that we'd been asking for. But by the time it actually comes out, because they said Starfield is the next generation IP, so we're assuming Starfield's going to come out next. And then they said, this is what we're working on in the future. So then they showed the Elder Scrolls 6 trailer. So we're assuming it's only going to come out 3 or 4 years from now. That means Elder Scrolls 6 is going to come out 10 years after Elder Scrolls 5.
Awesome. Well, holy crap. We do have a bunch that we talked about here. We should wrap it up. And if we want serious discussion, honestly, I think we're going to have to wait until we're all in the home bases right now, upcoming Saturday.
Yes.
So let's wrap this up here. You can email us at casualmasterquest@gmail.com, on Twitter at MasterQuestPod. You can check us out on our YouTube channel, which we do have on our Twitter page. We will have more talk, hopefully, about Sony/Nintendo with myself and Brandon, potentially with Nick here if he can find the time. We'll see what can happen, though. I am at 2timestyler on Twitter.
I'm LR Warrior 11 on Twitter and Mixer whenever I do stream, and streams will be returning in the next week or so. So yes.
Holy crap. I could not hear what you said right there. I'm assuming you said at LR Warrior 11 and also mixer.com/LR Warrior 11.
And also I said streams are going to be back like next week or so. So
yes, and a higher quality than this. So this was not worthy enough of giving a tag, but it was good to talk about. We'll get into the bigger details later on this week, and don't forget to never stop the grind.